Okay, so hi. In this episode this week, what we're going to be talking about is probably one of the most important aspects about podcasting. And it's about your audience. But more importantly, it's about one person, one single person in your audience. And we're going to refer to that person as your avatar. When you had this idea of putting a podcast together, you would have had the thought of the group of people that your content and your focus would actually be going towards. And that's fine. That's good. You need to know at least the group that is going to be attracted to the topic. But what's really important is to think about that group, but isolate who in that group would be an absolute key person if you were to know them and meet them. So if you were going to meet this group of listeners that are going to be listening to your podcast, who would that person be? Now, for the sake of the exercise, let's say his name was Jack. Now, if you were talking to Jack and you asked him questions, what would his answers be? What is it that Jack wants from you and your podcast? So when you're creating your avatar, this person, this ideal listener called Jack, you need to think about what is it that would excite Jack? What is it that Jack would not like? What is it that would really energize Jack to take action and do something? What is it typically in your mind that you think Jack might need to know, but he doesn't necessarily know himself? If you want to take it even further, what are the sort of things that Jack needs to know, but doesn't want to know? Especially if you're in the area of, say, self-help, personal development, those sort of aspects. So often, there's things we need to hear, but we don't really want to hear them. So what might those things be? What is it that would support Jack in the tasks and the goals that he may have set for himself? Obviously, they're going to vary depending on your topic, but your Jack is the perfect person that you want to get your message heard from, because it's for him that your message is going to give the greatest benefit. Now, when you have this really clear picture of Jack in your mind, the interesting thing is, as you progress in your podcasting journey and you come across all sorts of questions and decisions that you need to make, guess where your answer's going to be? It's going to be referring to Jack. So, what would Jack want? That is the answer to the question that you might have, or the decision that you need to make. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? The answer is, what would Jack say? Okay? So avatars, not groups of people, but a single person within that group, and really getting detailed and clear on Jack, his age, probably the type of job, what it is that's in his mind that's frustrating and annoying him, what probably his plans and goals would be, and what is it that Jack really, really, really needs and wants to get from you, the podcaster, with this podcast on this topic that interests Jack. Do that, you will have a podcast that is targeted to the people that you really want to be talking to. You'll have a podcast that is going out to the sort of people that are going to respond to you. And you'll have a podcast that is going to enable itself to grow just by continually looking at Jack, seeing what his needs are, and adapting and changing to suit those needs. So I hope these few minutes have been really useful. This is the most critical point about podcasting. It's not the technology, it's not necessarily the content. Because if the content is not targeted around Jack, it's not going to be any value, despite how good it might be. Until next time, have a wonderful time podcasting. Get onto the site podcastingcoach.com, sign up for the newsletter. There's lots of information I can get to you that typically won't be available to those other listeners who have not signed up. There's some very special things coming. Have a wonderful week. See you next week.